Oh yeah, what's up everybody? Welcome. Today is August 8th and we are here in the finals of the 2025 Summer Open CAD vs. CAD Speed Modeling Tournament. It has been an absolute blast of a journey. I've been having such a fun time getting to know our competitors and getting to kind of see them modeling through and thinking through these challenges. It's always so cool to see how two different experienced CAD users can come up with the same end result geometry, but kind of take a different path on their journey through that geometry. And so today we are here at the finals. Today is August 8th. And before we get started, I just want to give a quick shout out to some of the people in the chat. It's always so good to see everybody here in the chat. Of course, we got Ricardo Jean, the very first chatter here, and he is the current winner of our previous tournament, the Spring Open. We got James here saying, so sleepy. James is competing today in our third and fourth place match, and he's in Australia, so I bet he is sleepy. So guys, give a shout out to James in the chat. Thank you, James, for joining us from Australia when you're sleepy. We got Jim Yu in the chat today. We got Tarek Hansen in the chat today. Welcome, my friend. And it says, question from the last MML. Is it only my sheet metal that gives different mass for folded and unfolded? All dimensions are correct in both states of the model. Even tried the model in 3 different ways. No, that is not just you, Jim. The model does change because the formed sheet metal model is idealized, and the idealization occurs due to the fact that there is deformation in the corners. The material gets slightly thinner, slightly thicker when you form sheet metal, and that deformation is not really accounted for in the idealized model. So what 3D CAD software does is it changes the resultant length in the flat compared to the calculated length in the form. If you were to take, for example, the inside arc length versus the outside arc length, neither of them would be the actual result in the flat, because what 3D CAD does is it tries to help you calculate the correct flat to account for that deformation. So the result is you actually do have a different state, and in some CAD packages, you'll actually be able to generate metadata in the description that represents the mass in the folded state versus the mass in the unfolded state, so that if you are trying to account for what the mass is, if you're doing like aerospace or something like that, you can account for that. So that's a great question. And you are correct, it is a little bit different. And we kind of talked about that a little bit on Model Monday Live when we talked about K-factor. But folded gives the correct, yeah, usually for the drawings, we're looking for the mass in the folded state, because not everybody has sheet metal tools that can account for that bend deformation. I love this little bit of tech support to start off the tournament today. Thank you, Jim Yu, for that question. And Lotos says hi all. What's up, Lotos? Great to see you in here. Y-Tech Engineering is here. Hello. Ex Machina Engineering is here. Hello. Guntus is here. What's up, my man? Welcome. Jern D is here. Hello. Sebastian is here. He's going to be competing today as well. Sebastian versus James in our first match. Tech OLED is here. Hello. Welcome. NFPV Kev says, watch Toby's live stream from yesterday. Yeah, we went through and we modeled up a bunch of the parts from the tournament, and it was a true masterclass. Did a bit of work in between. Thank you, my friend. Glad that you enjoyed the live stream yesterday. And anybody who didn't catch that, you can watch the replay on YouTube. And Matab is here. Mesa Makes is here. We're going to talk to him in just a second. And RITO is here. Hello. Nigel is here. What's up, my man? Welcome. Serial Sal is here. Hello. Ray R. Hello. Welcome, one and all. Emil is here. Thank you for joining us, my friend. Platicus is here. Good to see you in here again. Watching while doing homework makes me want to finish it ASAP so I can watch this. Nice motivation to finish your homework. I like it. Ate is here. Hello, my friend. Welcome. Thanks for joining us. Vicky Chong is here holding it down in the admin role for this YouTube live stream. Thank you, Vicky Chong. Make sure you keep these guys in line. If they start saying curse words or anything, keep them in line. Drop that ban hammer. Rambros Workshop, the world champion of 3D CAD Speed Modeling 2024 is here, the reigning world champion. And Colrad is here. Welcome, my friend. Good to see you in here. And Coco Girl is here. Welcome. County Cork, Ireland. Welcome. This price is not girl. Sorry. Guys, I'm not that good at reading. And I think Abhishek is here. Hello. Rockcrawler. Hello, my friend. Thanks for the kind note yesterday in the comments. Appreciate that. Good to see you. Gray is here. He's going to be competing today for the World Championship. Pico Boo is here. Welcome, my friend. Thank you for joining us. Matthew is here. Someone who does practice models on Onshape Mobile. Is there a way to have TTT material? Yeah, absolutely, Matthew. Just look at the Discord. In the Discord, there's a link to the video. There's also a video on my YouTube channel where you can download that library, or you could probably just search in the Onshape public space. Just search for TTT materials. You'll probably find the library in there. Somebody else has posted it. But I did post a video that explains how to actually like grab that file and load it into your materials. It's definitely up there. There's definitely people sharing it. And Ace Judas is here. Welcome. And Jordy is here. Welcome. Hi. Hi. Great to see you. Thanks for the comment. And Basil is here. Hello. Hello. Serial Sal again. You get a double shout out, my friend. And Will is here as well. Good luck, CADers. Yes, indeed. Good luck, CADers, indeed. And guys, none of us could be as good at CAD as we are if we didn't have the amazing support of our teachers throughout the years. And I've got a very special teacher to introduce to all of you here today. You maybe met him last week doing co-commentary, and he is back. Guys, put a 1 in the chat if you are as excited as I am to see our co-commentator, none other than Corey Mesa, Mr. Mesa. Mr. Mesa makes. He's an Onshape user, he's an instructor, he's a CAD vs. CAD competitor, and he's an experienced co-commentator. Corey, how are you doing today?
Doing well. How's it going, everybody?
Oh, man.
It's our first day back at school, and I had to get a sub so thank you to Dr. Martinez and Dr. Roberts that let me take a couple periods off to make this happen. So,
wow. So the students are back in school. You're teaching today, and you were able to get somebody to be a sub just so you could do the co-commentary?
Yeah, I was like, it's the finals, man. I can't miss out. I've watched all 4 or 3 live streams leading up to it. I've been a part of 2 of them. I need to finish it off strong and
oh my
be a good
goodness.
example for my students.
Guys, put a super 1 in the chat for Mr. Corey Mesa. Wow, wow, wow. You are the #1 co-commentator, super fan, competitor, instructor. Thank you, my friend. Thank you so much for being here. Love having you in here. We appreciate it so much, and you do such a great job at co-commentary. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Corey, question. Are you going to PDX this year?
I'm going to try. I'm going to try to swing it. We got 2 littles at home, so being away from home is kind of hard sometimes, but it looks amazing. And if Dr. Roberts and Dr. Martinez give me the go ahead, I'm going to try to be there. So,
well, I hope that you are, and I hope that I get to see you there. Guys, if you're not familiar, PDX is the Product Development Expo. It's happening this year on October 21st, October 22nd in Phoenix, Arizona, and I am going to be there presenting, maybe doing a little bit of hosting. And if you guys want to hang out for a couple of days, you can visit us in Phoenix, Arizona. You can visit us at PDX, and we'll drop a link into the chat here so that you guys know how to register if you're interested in registering. But it's basically going to be 2 days where you can help learn how to develop your engineering and product development skills. It's going to be a fantastic event, and I'm very much looking forward to going there and catching up with some old friends. And Corey, I wanted to let you know that we did this during the last finals of our tournament. We're going to do some giveaways today. We got
awesome.
We got some good stuff to give away here. We're going to do some practice models giveaways. So Practice Models Premium, it's a paid service that we offer to access our library of challenges, very similar to what we're doing here in the tournament, and we're going to be giving away a subscription to that. We've got our prize sponsor, MacroPad.io, who's putting up a giveaway, and we're going to be doing another Practice Models Premium giveaway, a 1-year subscription at the end of the live stream today. So we are going to be doing these giveaways throughout. You see Peekaboo in the chat. He actually just won a giveaway in the last tournament. So got hooked up with the Practice Models Premium for the year. And so if you want to enter this, all you need to do is participate with a free account. All you need to do is sign up for a free account at tootalltoby.com. And then Vicky is going to drop a link in the chat for the first giveaway. So we're going to open up that first giveaway right away here, and then we'll do the drawing for that giveaway just a little bit later in the live stream here today. So if you guys want to participate, the first giveaway is going to be for Practice Models Premium, for 6 months of Practice Models Premium, and you guys can participate in that for free. Just all you need is a free account. Easy peasy.
Are we exempt from it if we are co-commentator status?
Come on, get in there. Get in there.
Okay, there we go. There we go.
We'll get everybody in there. Yeah, everybody is eligible for these giveaways. We try to include everyone. All CAD are welcome here.
Nice.
Yeah. So good luck to everybody. And with that, let's get into it a little bit today here. If you guys are watching, the easiest way to support this live stream is to like and subscribe, to share and reshare, and to sign up for a free account over at tootalltoby.com. And we're going to set a goal today. I was going to take off on Model Monday Live this Monday, but if we can get to 133 likes during this live stream, we're going to do Model Monday Live this Monday. So let's try and make that happen. If you guys want to reach out to your friends, to your networks, to your families, let them know that you're watching this. Let them know to log in and hit the like button. If we can get to 133, we'll do a live episode this Monday. And
awesome.
If you have the means, we always appreciate the financial support. We really want to keep these tournaments going for the long run. And especially right now, as we're kind of getting up and running, it really helps the support of the community. So the super chat is open, and we really appreciate that support from anybody who's able to do it. You also have the ability to visit us at tootalltoby.com/donate. But super chat is open here in the YouTube live stream. And if you enjoy what you're seeing, or if later in the live stream, if this is your first time here, you see some stuff that you like, feel free to use that super chat. We really appreciate it. So how did we get here? Here we are in the finals. Well, this tournament was awesome. It's a tournament that features runners from all over the world, and we had 8 runners in this tournament, but we had 6 different CAD systems featured. And this is truly the variety CAD formula in action here, having all these different CAD systems. And check it out. Guntis coming into the chat. Guntis coming in with our first super chat of the day, 10 euros. And says, let's make this the best show ever. Thank you, Guntis. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I agree. We got to try and keep growing, keep making this the best show ever. And hopefully today's episode will be the best show ever. It just keeps getting better. And with Corey Mesa here, I don't see how it couldn't be the best episode ever. So
absolutely.
Thank you,
make this
Guntis.
happen. Let's do it.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. So, guys, this tournament started out with an epic match here between a Libre and Onshape on our very first day, our kickoff day of the tournament. And then we got to see CATIA versus Fusion in the second match during that first day of the tournament. Then we moved on to a matchup here between Compass 3D, a little bit of a newcomer to the tournament scene, and SolidWorks, kind of like the old dog in the tournament. And then we saw a matchup between none other than the legend, Corey Mesa, Mr. Mesa Makes, using Onshape, going up against Gray, our number 2 seed. And Corey, although you didn't win that match, you can see here on this graphic that Gray went on to not only win that match against you, but to win his semifinals. And now today we're going to see him in the finals. What do you think about Gray?
Couldn't have lost to somebody better. That's the way to do it, right? You losing to the guy that's going to the finals. So
I'll tell you what, seeing him last week modeling those parts was absolutely epic. You know, that one-line cube, that hexagon pad. Man, that was so interesting to watch.
Yeah, today's the first day back with our students, and I had my advanced welding kids already this morning, and I was showing them the drawings. Some of the kids that competed in our tournament last time, and they were like, oh my gosh.
Yo, that is awesome.
Yeah.
Well, we got a special announcement about some of those models coming up in just a few minutes, so stay tuned. Yeah, we'll give you a little announcement. We might have something for those kids to practice on the website. So
cool.
Yeah, a little spoiler there. So what we're going to do here, guys, is we are going to take a look at today's lineup, which is going to feature Gray and Matab in our championship match. But we're actually going to start out with a match here between James using Onshape and Sebastian using CATIA. So we're going to have a third and fourth place match. And the reason we're doing this is because there are some prizes for this tournament, and those prizes go to our third place, our second place, and our first place winners. So we need to figure out who's in third and who's in fourth. And what better way to figure that out than a 1-versus-1 battle? So the prizes for this tournament are going to be first place is going to take down $100, and second place is going to take down $50. So congratulations to Matab and Gray, who are already in that first and second place spot. And our other prize is put up by our friends at macropad.io. Macropad creates custom macro pads for just about every system out there, whether it's a CAD system or really any productivity system like a photo editing or video editing or really any system. You can get a custom macro pad created. You can visit them at macropad.io, and they're putting up prizes for first, second, and third.
Yeah, no, I'm excited about those. I think I did their Kickstarter, and I got 3 of them reserved for myself. I don't know what I'm going to do.
Wow,
or how I'm going to do them, but
yo, congratulations. That's awesome. And then plus maybe you'll win one today.
Maybe. We'll see. Hopefully.
And Jim Yu coming into the chat here with another super chat. NOK 100. Thank you, Jim Yu. Wow, that is very generous. We got Knock 100 going in here. I like it. I like it. Thank you, Jim. Thank you very much. And thank you so much to everyone who is so kind to help us out here during the finals live stream. And of course, thank you to all of our sponsors. You know, we've been talking about MacroPad, who's been a fantastic prize sponsor, but we've got some other amazing sponsors who are helping keeping this tournament alive, keeping this tournament rolling. And we got to give a shout out to Byte Systems, fantastic company run by one of our friends. And you can see here that Byte Systems creates smarter tools for better engineering. They make turnkey engineering solutions, software development services, and SolidWorks and PDM API courses. And speaking of those API courses, they're actually going to be hosting a PDM API workshop later this year, September. So next month, it's already August. September's already next month. So next month, September 2025 in Amsterdam, they're going to be hosting a 3-day in-person workshop for anybody who's interested in learning about how to create custom tasks for SolidWorks. So you're going to learn some VBA basics, some PDM API object models, and much, much more. So if you happen to be in the Amsterdam area in September 2025, be sure to look up bluebytesystems.com and you can sign up for that class. And let's give a shout out to Rockcrawler in the chat. Thank you, Rockcrawler. $20 USD. Good luck to both runners. Get it, Matab and Gray. Yo, this is going to be awesome today. I'm so excited about this. You know, we just got a few more bits of housekeeping to get through, and then we are going to get into these matches, and I'm very excited to see them. So thank you, Rockcrawler. Thank you for all the continued support along the way. And guys, we got to also give a shout out to another one of our sponsors, Solidbox. Solidbox is sponsoring the tournament and the Wheel of Fate this tournament, and Solidbox creates hardware that is going to help you with your performance in SolidWorks. They're going to give you an 18 to 22% increase in your SolidWorks performance. This is going to be fantastic for any SolidWorks users that are running into issues with large assemblies or running into issues with simulation or renderings or anything like that where you're really taxing your machine. And the secret sauce is that they create custom builds of servers, desktops, and laptops for SolidWorks users. But they also go through and optimize the entire build of Windows. They kind of scrap out all the bloatware, and they give you actually a custom build of Windows that just has everything stripped out, and you're just ready to go with kind of like the bare bones Windows, just what you need to get the optimal performance. They go through, they make registry tweaks, they mess with the BIOS, they upgrade your RAM, really everything that you need to get the most out of your SolidWorks experience. And they've got a team of skilled and experienced hardware experts. So most of the time when people become customers of Solidbox, they become customers for life. So if you're out there and if you ever are in need of some new hardware for you or for your team, be sure to visit them, mysolidbox.com, and also just a great group of guys. And that's it. We did it. I guess there is one more sponsor, right? Too Tall Toby's Practice Models, and the Practice Models app we're going to talk about in just a little bit. But I can't help myself. Oh, of course, we got our prize sponsor. Excuse me, got a little ahead of myself there. We got our prize sponsor, MacroPad.io. We've already talked about them a little bit, but MacroPad is your shortcut to peak productivity. And what they do is they provide custom macro pads for more than 100 different software packages. Basically, whatever software you're using, you can go to MacroPad. You can see if they've already got a software shortcut macro pad configured. And if not, you can actually work with them to create a custom one. So what color do you think you're going to end up getting for yours, Corey?
I feel like I got to go lime green. You know, I think I want to do a darker one because if it's in the shop, I don't like white at all. Like, yeah. I think last week was one of the rare occurrences where you'll ever see me in white. I don't wear white very often.
I'm sure it gets greasy.
Oh, easily. Yeah. Even if you just walk through the shop to like pass through, I swear I come out and my hands are dirty every time. Don't touch anything. It just happens.
There's just dust. Yeah.
It's the air. Yeah.
Yeah. Matab says he's going to get navy blue. I like that. I like that. And a question here, is it going to be best of 5 today? So we are going to do best of 3 today, but I'm pretty sure, I'm not going to 100% commit, but I think that for the World Championship, we're going to switch to a best of 5 for the championship. So yeah, great question there.
That'll be cool. That way we always get a third match no matter what. There we go.
That's what we want.
Yep.
So guys, thank you to our prize sponsor, MacroPad, your shortcut to peak productivity. Be sure to visit them at macropad.io. They're going to be shipping just a little bit later this year. And finally, I did want to mention that one of our other sponsors is Too Tall Toby's Practice Models. Looks like Vicky is reposting the link to the giveaway. So if you haven't had a chance to click into that giveaway link, be sure to click into that. But I did want to mention, I kind of gave a little spoiler of this morning. We took some of the most popular challenges from the tournament and we remixed them into challenges for Practice Models Premium users. So if you sign up for Practice Models, you can do some of the challenges for free, get yourself started, and then you can upgrade to Practice Models Premium, where you unlock the entire library. And this morning, we just added these 3 models to that library. And you can see here that these are remixed, which means that these are not the original. They are not the original versions that were in the tournament. They're slightly changed, and that way you can't just go in and type in the answer. I saw James earlier when I told him about this. Right away he went in and tried to type in the correct answer, but no, the answer has changed slightly, and so they are slightly changed now. They are slightly remixed, and so you guys can check these out. There's a tier 3, a tier 4, and a tier 5 that we added this morning to the Practice Models library. If you win the competition or the giveaway today, you'll have access to these right away because you're going to get upgraded to Practice Models Premium. But if not, you can sign up. You can purchase our Practice Models Premium access to the entire library, and this will definitely give you some more stuff to practice. The 2D drawings are in there, and then you can try to model them. I see FPV Kev says, I already subbed to Practice Models Premium for the year. So he's already got it. That is awesome.
Yeah, that's like the only bill that comes out that I'm like, you know what, that's fine.
I'll
get the notification from my bank, and I'm like, absolutely. Like,
thank you, my friend. Thank you.
If I could figure out how to give you my power bill and still have lights on, I'd give it to you instead, but we're still working on that. So
yeah, that one's a little bit tougher.
Yeah.
And you can see here that this afternoon, we're going to take some of the other most popular models from the tournament, and we're going to remix and we're going to add them as well. So tier 4 challenge, a tier 5 challenge, the hex pad, and of course the tier 6 challenge, the circular grill challenge. So we're going to add all them to the library. So anybody who's got access to the Practice Models Premium library can use these. And we see Halion Adventures says, I will be joining the upcoming competition. Yeah, we got our World Championship registration currently open. And Wolfgang R is in the chat as well and says, hello, hello, hello. Welcome. All right, guys, don't forget to hit that like button. We're trying to get ourselves up to 133 likes. That's our big challenge for the day. If we can get 133 likes, we are going to host a special episode of Model Monday Live this weekend. And I think that's about it for our housekeeping. Anything else you can think of, Corey?
That's all I can think of. Let's get going.
Let's get going, man. I'm excited for this tournament. So how this works is that we're going to start out with 2 of our wizards from around the world, and we are going to show them a 2D drawing and have them turn that into a 3D model. And then what they're going to do is they're going to try to calculate the mass and enter that mass directly into the YouTube chat. And in the tournament, the way that it works is that when our runners enter into the YouTube chat and answer correctly, they get a point. And the first person to win 2 points is going to move on or is going to win their entire matchup. In this case today, they're going to win the championship. Now, we are going to do a special 1 single match, little warm-up here, 1 single battle between our 3rd and 4th place runners, and then these rules will kick in. Now, along the way, if our runners answers incorrectly, they can get 1 wrong answer, and if they get it wrong, they can try again. For all of you out there that are watching, you guys can absolutely play along. I mean, that's kind of the fun of this tournament. You can take a screen capture, and you can try to model it up using your CAD skills and see how fast you can get the answer correct. But what we ask you is please don't help the runners. Don't type into the chat and say, hey, here's what the answer is, and don't type into the chat and say, oh, you're missing a fillet, or you should mirror that, or you should have done a shell. Instead, Corey, what do you think people should do in the audience if they know the answer?
Say they got it. Write it in the chat.
Right.
Say you got it.
That's right. That's exactly right, my friend. You can simply say, I got it. You can, if you're a member of the channel, you can use the special. Oh, I see you're a member of the channel. Thank you, Mr. Mesa Makes. You can just say, I got it, I got it, I got it. And that's how you can kind of flex a little bit and let everybody know, like, oh, I already modeled this before these guys. But what I think we've seen recently is that nobody's able to get it before these runners because they are so fast. So
it's been pretty crazy these last couple matches for sure.
Yeah, it's been speedy, speedy, speedy. So here we go. We're going to do a very special 3rd and 4th place match, 1 single battle between James and Sebastian. And I think this is going to be a lot of fun. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to flip over to our CAD vs. CAD live stream layout here. And we're just going to do a quick practice. It's kind of like a tech check. We're just using this to make sure that we've got our screens, that Corey and I have got our screens set up correctly, that we can see these runners correctly, and that everything looks good before we actually go to the match. So this practice CAD vs. CAD challenge begins in 3, 2, 1, go. So what's going to happen here is our runners are going to take a screen capture of what we see on the screen here. And if you want, you can take a screen capture as well. And then after they take a screen capture, they're going to try to model it up in their CAD systems. So we can see here that we've got James on the left, and we can see that James is using Onshape as his CAD program. So using Onshape here on the left and trying to model this thing up, a little bit of a tricky part here. And we can see on the right, we've got Sebastian, and Sebastian is using CATIA and trying to model this thing up in CATIA. So they're both trying to model it up, and then after they model that up, they're going to enter the answer directly in the chat. And so you can see here that Sebastian was able to model that up, was able to come up with the answer 163 grams. And I actually don't even know if that's the right answer. I think that is the right answer, but I don't remember because I cut off that part of my. Oh wait, actually I have an old answer key here on the floor. 163, yes, and that is correct. Yeah, and there you see James was able to get that answer as well, and so James would enter that into the chat as well. And then if this was a live match, we would say, congratulations, Sebastian, you got it right, good job, and he would win a point. And again, in this battle, it's only going to be one single win to move on. So whoever wins first is going to be the person who moves on, because this is just a special kind of warm-up for today's episode for the finals. This is what we do during the finals.
Yep.
All right, so that is that. I think all the systems look good here. And Jenny Mesa is in the chat and says, hey there, Mesa Makes.
Hey, Mom.
Oh, nice. Nice. And that's Jenny with a G. What is that short for? Genevieve?
Genevieve, yep.
Oh, that's
Genevieve.
a cool name. Yeah, that's a good name. You don't hear that name too often these days.
Yep.
That's awesome.
I hear it more than most people.
I suppose you do, yeah. I suppose you do. All right, guys. Well, to figure out who or what these guys are going to have to battle upon, we're going to turn to the Wheel of Fate. And you can see here the Wheel of Fate simply has 2 challenges on it. All right, so if these guys happen to get stuck, if they happen to tie, if they can't get through this challenge, then we'll go to our second challenge. But we're going to give this thing a spin, and we're going to see which challenge we end up with here. Here we go. The Wheel of Fate has spoken, and the Wheel of Fate has decided that our challenge is going to be challenge number 3. Yo, let's go. I like it. So I was thinking we were going to do a giveaway here before we get into this battle, but I'm kind of getting anxious. I want to see what this battle looks like. So I think what we'll do is we'll do the giveaway after this first battle. So
I agree.
We're going to do, okay, Corey's ready as well. So we're going to do battle number 3 or model number 3 here. And then after this battle, we'll come back in and we'll do our first giveaway, and then we'll open up our second giveaway. So Corey, maybe you can tell the audience just a little bit about our runners as we're getting this first battle ready.
Yeah, so James is our Onshape user. He's our last hope. I know I was the other Onshape user and kind of got out a little early, but he's been using Onshape since 2022 for designing first robotics competition robots. He's a huge Lego fan, and so in his honor, this week my video was making a YouTube brick or a Lego brick on YouTube as my tutorial.
Nice.
So I actually 3D printed it out, and we're trying to figure out the tolerances on our printers again. And this is his first CAD competition. He's doing awesome. So I can't wait to see what the future looks like for him. And he says he still uses SolidWorks and stuff as well, but for rover design at the university he goes to, BlueSat in New South Wales, for the Australian Rover Challenge. And I've actually reached out to him on Discord, and I'm going to try to see if we can make it work. Nice. He can come do a guest speaking deal for my class. So
that's
I know
awesome.
hours are going to be weird, time zones and everything, but we'll make it work. So
well, let's see that Lego again. That's quite a Lego there.
I went a little bigger than normal size, about four times the size, but I wanted to highlight the little, the ribs on the inside and these other clutches on the side. So and I have the other one I'm trying to clean up right now, but they do actually fit together, so it's pretty cool.
Wow, that is awesome.
So we're gonna be doing a series of 4 of those on my channel to start learning how to do assemblies. So
that's such a good idea.
So
very cool.
Yep. And so then moving on to Sebastian, he has and I'm gonna have to ask him to clarify, because I think we've got different answers on this. He says he has a dog and he loves pizza. I think a couple weeks ago we said the dog's name was Pizza.
Yeah, I have a dog. I love pizza.
Right, is the dog's name I Love Pizza? So I need Sebastian to weigh in on this for the finals, because this is what's keeping me up at night. He started using CATIA when he was 14 in 2011. He says no in the chat. So, and he runs a CAD automation startup focused on streamlining engineering workflows. So, I'd love to see some examples of how he does that. Matab saying, "Hey, Pizza, come here. Come on, Pizza."
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Well, I'm glad we got that sorted out.
Yeah. Okay, for sure. And he says, some of you may know me as MCGA or Make CATIA Great Again. I know I see him on almost every practice model. He's putting in the time and the effort. So let's see how it pays off today.
Yeah, I can't wait. I cannot wait. I think it's going to be such a good battle here. And so, guys, it's always so fun to learn a little bit more about these guys. And congratulations to James and Sebastian, both making it into the semifinals. And now they're going to battle it out to see who wins the macropad.io prize giveaway here. Who is going to be considered third place? Who is going to be considered fourth place? James from Australia, up late at night using Onshape, versus Sebastian from Germany using CATIA. This third and fourth place CAD battle begins in 3, 2, 1, go. What is the mass of this part in XXXX grams? This part is called bevel washer. And you can see here that this part has a cylindrical face kind of running down the side in an angle, and then a non-cylindrical face down at the bottom. So looking down from the top, you can see that face looks a little bit tricky. Both of our runners are grabbing a screen capture of this print, trying to come up with an answer or a strategy. The material is plain carbon steel, and here we go. This CAD versus CAD battle is on. And I can't wait to see how these guys attack this thing. Looks like I lost a little bit of James's screen. Let's remedy that so we can see all this action here.
There we go.
There we go. That's what we need.
Yeah, we see Matab in the chat saying, looks easy, but there might be some gotchas. And I feel like that's just the theme of all your models, right? They all seem fairly straightforward until they don't.
That is indeed what makes for a good CAD battle model. Sebastian and I were talking about that a little before the live stream about how exciting it was to do that one-line cube part from last week, and how it looks so easy on the print, only a few dimensions, and yet you can see here that it is quite a difficult challenge.
Yeah.
And we're seeing kind of the same thing here. So it looks like both of our runners are looking at this print from the front view, kind of mapping out that almost like L shape and then the angled ramp up shape. So I think that's certainly a good way to begin. You know, sometimes if you're not sure how to model certain features, it's good just to like get some geometry running up through the middle of the part. Pretty cool to see CATIA on the right. Not a lot of people have seen CATIA in action, so I've been really enjoying having Sebastian in this tournament and seeing CATIA on the right. And we see James on the left taking a very similar approach. I love how both of them are not only creating the same shape, but actually using almost the exact same dimensioning scheme.
Yeah, no, and I think that's kind of how I would approach it too, is the way they're both going about it. I don't want to give too much away, but I have an idea of how I would do that next part too, so.
Yeah, this is a fun model. We've seen this model in years past. It's always a remix, of course. We always try to mix it up a little bit because we don't want to let these runners have too easy of a time if they happen to have seen it before. But it's always interesting to see what people do with that front nose. It looks like it'd be so easy. You know, your customer comes to you and says, "Hey, yeah, can you make this?" "Yeah, no problem." And then when you actually get in there and try to develop it, you see what Sebastian has there on the right. That's exactly what ends up happening. And then you're kind of left scratching your head like, wait a second, what am I supposed to do with this thing? So we'll see how they get through this.
Yeah, no, I was thinking about a couple of different ways to go about it. We see James is doing he's using that line angle plane. He's trying to align things accordingly. But there's a couple other options that I kind of had in mind that I know is the favorite tool of the community. So we'll see if they end up pulling that out today.
Oh, I know what tool you're talking about.
Oh, yeah.
So we see James here on the left trying to come up with a solution, maybe going about this a little bit differently. You can see that the problem that Sebastian is running into with that fillet is exactly the problem that most of us would run into when trying to model this part up. But it looks like James is going to be maybe taking advantage of some of the stuff that that Onshape can do quite well, in the sense that it can do an extrusion there without needing its own sketch. And I think he may have been able to get through that problematic region of the model. Although it looks like Sebastian on the right also has a pretty good solution. So these guys are really coming down to that final feature, and we're going to see in a moment here what they come up with as far as a mass goes. And so we're going to be watching the chat. We're going to be watching the chat. Sebastian comes in with an answer, 1529. That is not correct. That is not correct. 1529 is not correct. So our runners are allowed to answer incorrectly one time, and then they're going to need to go through and they're going to need to try to come up with the correct answer. And so Sebastian coming in there and not quite getting the right answer. And Jenny Mesa coming in with an answer. I'm going to just ignore that. James coming in with an answer, 2647. That is not correct. That is not correct. So both
no
of our
answers,
runners
Mom.
have now answered incorrectly one time. Now, if you answer incorrectly one time, you do have the opportunity to go through and answer again. And we see here that it looks like Sebastian has come in with his second answer, 2209. That is not correct. Or 2210. That is not correct. So unfortunately, I'm sorry, Sebastian, but you cannot answer again. And now, for the first time in this tournament, we bring up the Clock of Doom. So the Clock of Doom is a 5-minute timer that we're going to put over here on James. We're going to give James 5 minutes to try to figure out what the correct answer is. And that time goes by quite quickly when you are trying to work through one of these challenges. It looks like Sebastian got it wrong once. He answered again. He got it wrong again. But that doesn't automatically give James the point. It is possible this thing could go to a push, and we could see a situation where we have to go to another model. And that's fine. We have, here at Too Tall Toby at the CAD vs. CAD tournament, we have the technology. But James is now forced to re-examine his model and attempt to come up with the correct answer. And we're going to see here if James is able to get through this. If he cannot get through it in the 5 minutes, or if he answers incorrectly a second time, then unfortunately no one will win and we will move on to another match. However, if James can somehow come up with the correct answer, he will win the point and he will become our third place winner for this tournament. This is truly sudden death here.
No, for sure. And it's interesting. You see them all double, triple, quadruple checking their answers. So we'll see what happens.
Yes, when you answer incorrectly one time, you can answer a second time. And I feel like the pressure is truly on because you don't know if your opponent is going to sneak in there with an answer before you. However, once you answer twice incorrectly, it does give James a little bit of a chance to kind of check and double check. He knows he's got that little bit of extra time now. It kind of alleviates that pressure a little bit. But it's kind of, I love the way Sebastian truly has the mind of an engineer, of a CAD designer, where like he can't let this go now. He's like,
I got to figure it out.
I got to figure out what the heck is going on with this thing.
I've done this on some practice models. I was like, oh yeah, fly, got it. And then I'm like, that's not the right answer. And then I'm like, oh, I don't even care about time anymore. And I'll just lock in for like 2 hours. Why did I mess this up? How come this isn't working? And
what could be missing?
How can I get better? Right. Yeah.
And it is cool because then when you do find those mistakes, you realize it. And then when this type of geometry comes up in the real world, you're just that much more ready. James is now talking in the chat, and James coming in with an answer in the chat. First he said, okay, I think I just got to submit. And then he says, won't drag it out. And he comes in with the answer 2203, and that is correct.
There we go.
And James earns himself the victory cat, and James earns himself the third place finish. Congratulations to James. What an awesome battle. It's been so fun watching James and watching Sebastian battle it out here all throughout this tournament. Thank you so much to James and to Sebastian for being here in this tournament. But that is going to do it for our third and fourth place battle. It just goes to one single match. It's just kind of a warm-up here for our finals. And it was James who was able to come in with the correct answer. 2203 is the correct answer. Well done, James, and congratulations. Wow, that was cool to watch, huh?
That was awesome. Yeah, it's a good win for Onshape, too, so that always makes me happy.
Yes.
There's not a whole lot of us, but our crew is growing. People are converting slow and steady, but it's happening.
Oh yeah, we're seeing it a lot. We're seeing a lot of people struggling with some of the other CAD packages. We see it on some of the message boards all the time that they're struggling. They don't understand why these other CAD packages are doing what they're doing, and so we've definitely seen a lot of people coming through into the world of Onshape, and it's great to see James, our Onshape user, taking down third. And congratulations, that's going to earn James a macro pad as well from our prize sponsor, macropad.io. So well done, my friend.
Nice job.
And speaking of prizes, maybe this is a good time for us to do another prize. So let's see here if we can maybe bring up the giveaway page here. I'm going to give this a try and hopefully not blow everything up here. I think I'll be okay. So we'll call this one okay. And actually, let me just go to, maybe before I do this, let me just go to safety mode for a second here. Just to make sure that I do this right. Just stand by for a second, everybody. And we are going to set up a giveaway here. If you haven't gone to the website yet, Vicky's going to drop that website into the into the chat here so that you guys can go and you can set up for that giveaway. And it was dead on. We had it. We had it the whole time.
You had it. You just
we
got
were
to trust
good.
yourself.
We
You
were
got it.
good. We're pro here. All right. And so for this giveaway, let me just bump this up here. Okay. And we'll refresh it. And let's flip over to our... Here we go. All right, guys. So this is a list of all the people who have attempted to qualify for this giveaway. You can see we've got a lot of people in here. Let's go. And this first giveaway is going to be for a 6 months subscription of TooTallToby.com Practice Models Premium. So TooTallToby.com Practice Models Premium. We've got 18 people here in the running. Oh, I see your name in there, Mr. Mesa.
That's in
Here we
there.
go. Let's go. So we're going to give this thing a rip, and we're going to see what happens. Here we go, and our giveaway begins, and the winner is... Ooh, the suspense is killing me. Okay. Oh, we got a little sad face next to yours. Sorry, Mr. Mesa.
Oh, man.
Okay, and the winner is... Scrolling down, is Flexter301. So congratulations to Flexter301. Well done, my friend. Well done. And first time I seen that name in here, so maybe a newer person.
That's what I was going to say. Very, very deserving. It's somebody new. So let's add somebody else to the
Great job,
community.
Flexter.
Yeah, good job.
Yeah. Well done. Mr. Flex301 says just in time. All right. Yeah. Looks like probably the last person who registered for this thing.
Yep.
So congratulations to Flexter. What will happen is we will reach out to you, and then we'll have you just send us back a quick form, and then we will take care of you and set you up with that 6 months, and then you'll have full access to Practice Models Premium, the entire library, over 200 challenges. And we'll talk about Practice Models in just a moment here. But I do want to let you know that Vicky is going to drop the second giveaway into the chat here. And the second giveaway is going to be for our macropad.io. So thank you all so much for joining us here in the finals. When you join us in the finals, we try to take care of you. And thank you for joining us in the audience. Guys, we've got 157 people in the audience watching this live stream.
Nice.
That's awesome. Yeah. They're all here for you. You know it, Corey.
Maybe a little, maybe like at least 3, I think, are there that I can claim.
Well, don't forget to hit the like button. If we can get 133 likes, we are going to have a special episode of Model Monday Live this Monday. And if you have the financial means, we always appreciate the Super Chat. The Super Chat is open. It's a great way to support the channel. Super Chat, you can visit us at tootalltoby.com/donate as well. But a lot of work goes into getting these tournaments all together, and we want to make sure that we keep these things running, especially right now while we are in the early phases of this channel. So Super Chat goes a long way. If you have the financial means, we very much appreciate it. And I'm just reading the chat here. James says, thanks to everyone for the support, and GG Sebastian, working at 10 a.m. So it's certainly time to get some sleep. 3:45 a.m. Wow, bro. You guys are the best, honestly. Corey, you're getting a substitute teacher to help you out for a few periods. James is stayed up till 4 in the morning on a work night. Yo.
Right? Can't you just tell them, just be like, do you realize who I am now? Like, I think you need a pay raise for getting 3rd place in this tournament.
I'm the
right?
third
Don't
place
just...
finisher.
Yeah,
in the
exactly.
Summer Open.
You're not just an employee. You're right. So,
yeah. Well,
in
thank
a
you,
worldwide
James.
tournament.
And if you're out there and you want to stay up till 4 in the morning and enter a CAD vs. CAD tournament, let me tell you, the 3D CAD World Championship of 3D CAD Speed Modeling 2025 is now open for registration. Visit us at tootalltoby.com/tournaments, and you can sign up for that event. Now, at tootalltoby.com/tournaments, the other thing that you'll see, let me just bring up tootalltoby.com/tournaments here. Make sure I've got the correct... Yep, here we go. So if we go here to tootalltoby.com/tournaments, the other thing that you'll see here is that there is a section called calendar appointments, calendar reminders. So if you go in there, all the dates for the 2025 World Championship are listed in there. So you can just go in and you can just say add to calendar. That way you'll get a reminder. That way you won't miss that upcoming date for that tournament. So check that out as well. And the question we always get is, how can I enter this tournament? The answer is you can go to tootalltoby.com/tournaments, and there's a qualify for a fee, click here. And what you have to do is you have to speed model these 3 parts that are listed here. So you see it says click here for the 2025 World Championship drawings. And here are those 3 drawings, very similar to what we're doing here today. But you have to model these, the first one, the second one, the third one, right in a row. Model the first one, model the second, model the third one, and show on screen that you're getting the correct mass. And then what happens is you record yourself and you post a video of your recording. And you can see here all the people that are already in the tournament trying to do their runs, trying to do their speed runs, trying to qualify here so they can qualify for the number 1 seed, for the number 2 seed. So we've got people from all over the world already getting involved here with this qualification, and qualification is currently open. But maybe kind of the deeper question is, what can I do to really ensure that I'm not only going to, enter, but I'm actually going to get picked, that I'm actually going to qualify? And the answer to that question is you really need to practice. Practice, practice, practice. That's how you get ahead in this world of 3D CAD and of speed modeling. And if you visit us at totaltoby.com, we've created a library of over 200 of these CAD practice challenges, very similar to what we're seeing here in the tournament, where you can go through and you can model a part and you use a clock to track your progress. So you use the clock and then you have to actually enter your answer and validate your answer. And really, what better way to learn than by modeling real world parts? Like this part here that's on screen right now, this is a physical part that you can 3D print without support. You don't need support if you print it down on the side here. And then you can actually print some of these out and give them out to your friends and family. And, what better way to learn than by modeling actual parts that you would see in the real world? Because as an engineer, and as a 3D printer owner, that's what you need to do, right, Corey? You got to look at something in the real world and figure out how to turn that into a 3D model.
Well, this other thing on my desk will make you happy too. So this was your Mondays model.
Oh,
we cut it out on our plasma cutter as the flat pattern. So I didn't have, I think it was 3 millimeters thick in the drawing. I usually run off of like 3/16 or 10 gauge. So I just cut it out of what I had, but just to show the kids the model. And I drew it in millimeters, even though I cut it out in inch material, whatever. But that fold line, I think that was the coolest part, is it's not centralized. I did the measurement and it's just off a little bit. So I wanted to show off.
That is so
also
awesome
how it's not centered. So
yeah, so the part that Corey's holding up there, that comes from the website. So here's the website. If I go access full library, what you can see here is that this is the library. This is what the library looks like. And you can see that I can scroll down. Now, these can be sorted as well. So we've got a filter up top here. So that's a sheet metal model. So let me go back up to the top here. And I'm going to sort these by sheet metal. And then we could also sort here by showing the oldest first, or sort by showing the newest first. So the newest sheet metal model that's here in the library is this model here. And then if I say click here to begin, and then I reveal the drawing, you can see here what that 2D drawing looks like. So that part that Corey was just holding up, that physical part, this was a part that we created on the website to challenge people who are trying to learn 3D CAD, and to challenge them to turn this into an actual 3D model. And it's so cool that you have the physical part there, that you actually built it.
Yeah.
And I
think I'm going to go through and have all the sheet metal parts be physical, and then anywhere there's a seam, we're going to try to weld them up so they can practice that this year.
Cool. So. And that's what the users can do on the website. There's another filter there too for 3D printable parts. So all these parts here, you could go through and you could actually 3D print them. And so if you guys are not familiar with TooTallToby.com and the Practice Models app, that's the idea. The idea is learn by doing, one model at a time. You can filter by your level of difficulty, and you could learn just about any CAD system. And there's also people that are in there that are creating tutorials to help you if you get stuck. There's people in there that are creating speed runs. So like MCGA, Sebastian, we saw him earlier. He makes these speed runs in like under a minute of completing an entire model. And they're just a lot of fun to watch. So
absolutely,
check it out if you haven't been there before, tootalltoby.com. We've got an entire library of 2D to 3D CAD challenges to help you get better and faster at 3D CAD, so that when it comes time to enter the next tournament, you can actually get on that leaderboard, qualify, and maybe even make it to the finals like what we're seeing here today. And guys, I just want to take a second and give a shout out to Jern D. He uses an amazing piece of software called Build123D, and you guys can see that software in action on our Discord. And Jern coming in with a super chat, $10. Thank you, my friend. Very much appreciate it for this, the finals of our tournament. And he was followed up by Victor K, continuing the super chat train. Says, all aboard the super chat train. Thank you so much, Victor K. Thank you so much, Jern D. You guys have been longtime supporters of the channel, regular members in the Discord, communicating with our users, especially helpful for our newer users. So thank you. Thank you so much for being a part of this. And FPV Kev says, I made that 3D printed guitar case. Yeah, there's a print in there. Is this print
You mean
here?
this one right here?
That one right there.
I'm holding my, yeah.
So this one has a little smiley face on it. It was dedicated to Smiley, one of Mr. Corey Mesa's students. And it's a 3D printable guitar case, guitar pick case.
Yeah, I've never been able to play guitar. I have 3, but I've never had the patience to perfect it. But I am putting my SD cards in it for my 3D printer. So
nice.
I felt like it was same idea.
Dual purpose. Perfect,
so.
I love it. That's a great idea.
Yep.
Yeah, it's got a little it's like I've given this to people and just watched them like fidget with it.
Exactly.
Like,
yeah.
Open and close it, open and close it over and over again. So it's got a great fidget ability as well. And this one's available on the website. It's in the practice models library. You can sort for your 3D printed models. All right, guys. Thank you so much for all of this. And FPV Kev says, great idea since I don't play an instrument. Nice. He agrees.
Same. Yep.
Same, yeah. All right, guys, we're going to get into our championship match here. Matab and Gray. This is what we've all been waiting for. The time has come.
Yep.
And don't forget, guys, we are doing the giveaways today. We're going to do giveaway number 2 here right now, just to get us kind of pumped a little bit for this championship match. So giveaway 2 is going to be for a macro pad. So if you're out there and you haven't had a chance to, do the giveaway, make sure that you get in there. Make sure that you register for that giveaway. Vicky's putting the link in the chat once again. And then we're going to open up giveaway number 3, and we'll do giveaway number 3 before the end of the tournament. So let me just run the practice here between these guys. Let's make sure that we've got their screen set up correctly, and then once we have that all set up correctly, then we can go on to the giveaway. We'll come back here to the giveaway. So I think we're going to have Matab on the left here. We're going to have Gray on the right here, and so let's get into it here with a quick practice between these guys. Let me bring up this practice model. I think we'll just do the same model again. We're just going to do the slug again, guys. So I know you guys already know the slug, but we'll just do this just to make sure that we got everything set up correctly. So here we go. This practice between our champions, our first place seed and our second place seed, begins in 3, 2, 1, go. What is the mass of this part in XXX grams? Now, of course, these guys know what the mass of this part is, but it gives them a chance to kind of run through the steps, run through the process, make sure that they've got everything correct. We're going to see Matab on the left here using SolidWorks, and we're going to see Gray on the right using SolidWorks as well. So a little SolidWorks versus SolidWorks action. Pretty cool. Our number 1 seed and our number 2 seed.
Most of the tournaments, right?
Say again?
Consistent theme. It's a consistent theme on the channel for most of the tournaments. I was trying to make sure Onshape got in the top, but we'll have to do some more studying.
Oh yeah, we're gonna see it. I mean, Onshape's won the whole tournament before, twice actually, right? We had Allness won the World Championship 2022, and then Airwick won the Spring Open 2023.
Oh yeah,
or 2020, one of those, the Spring Open. So. Aaron C says, crazy how much that made my heart rate jump, and I'm not even competing. Can't imagine actually competing for first place. So Aaron C, of course, has been in the Final Four before, finished in 3rd place, as we say. And Aaron C and I are working on an Ivan exploit video, making some pretty good progress with it too, guys. I think we're going to possibly see that out sometime in the future. So we're really making some good progress on that thing.
You guys finally recovered that hard drive. It came back and everything kind of.
Yep, we had to send it out.
Awesome.
We had to send it out to a couple different places.
Gotcha.
And they did a fairly good job recovering some of the data.
Gotcha.
Okay, guys, we are going to turn back to the Wheel of Fate, and of course, the Wheel of Fate is sponsored by our friends over at Solidbox. Have you ever worked with the guys at Solidbox, Corey?
I have not. I need to. That's something. I have a huge setup on my computer right now, or my desk right now, and it's laptop and an external monitor, and I got it's a mess if you look at the other side of the camera. But I feel like if I got a Solidbox, it'd all be contained, and I wouldn't need as much stuff as I have right now to make this happen. So
I mean, I gotta say, they are just a fantastic group of guys. They're always looking out for you. They've done co-commentary before in the past, which is nice, and just they really know their stuff when it comes to hardware. And even when it comes to doing, CAD related work, they do a lot of CAD related work as well, whether that's contract work or instructional work. They kind of give you the whole The whole gambit. They run the whole gambit.
They're just good guys.
They're just good. Just good guys. That's what we're saying.
Good people.
So we got to say thank you to Solidbox. They are our sponsor of the Wheel of Fate. And as you guys can see, we've got 5 challenges here on the Wheel of Fate: 17, 19, 20, 21, and 22. And so I'm going to give these things a shuffle. If you're out there and you think that you have clairvoyance, you can guess which one of these is going to be the challenge that we end up selecting here. Is it going to be 19, 20, 21, 22, or 17? I'm going to shuffle these up a little bit. Don't forget, you still have time to enter that giveaway. We are going to do the giveaway before this first challenge, so you do have time to do that giveaway still. But let me give this thing a shuffle. And Corey, which one do you hope it's going to be? I know you've seen a little sneak peek of the challenges.
Yeah, I don't know. They're all good.
Okay.
There's a bunch of different ways it can go. So.
All right. Well, we're going to see what the Wheel of Fate has in store. I know there's definitely one that I worked on more than all the other ones. And so I really hope that one comes up today, because if it doesn't, I'm going to be like, all that work.
For nothing. Yeah,
all that work for nothing.
Sure.
So I really hope there's 1 or 2 that come up, but we'll see what happens. It's not up to me anymore. It's out of my hands. So here we go, guys. We can see here that Jim Mew, 19, FPV Kev, 22, Rockcrawler, 17, Gray, 22, Rambros Workshop, 22, Abdullah, 20, Tech Hack Tamal, 22, Just Print It, 19, Matab, 19, Victor K, 21, Guntis, 22, Vicky, 19, Engineering Academy, 17, Anmur, 22, Pico Boo, 17, Mr. Intrusionist, 22, Engineering Academy, 17, and ZTM, 21, Mr. X, 19, Tech Hack Tamal, 22. I feel like some people are double dipping here. Michu is asking, what is this? This is our way of randomizing which drawings show up in the finals. Serial Sal thinks it's going to be 17. And El Presidente Alejandro thinks it's going to be 17. 3D Brooklyn, 19. And Thade Macklin is going to be 19. Derek, 21. And Atho, 19. Guys, let's give this thing a rip. Here we go. Who has clairvoyance? Petar Z, 21. Guys, what's it going to be? What's it going to be? Okay. This is a pretty good. This will do.
This one's got some good stuff in it.
Some good stuff in it, yeah. I think we're going to see some good stuff here from the runners on this one. All right, so we are going to be starting out here with drawing number 17. Congratulations and thank you to Solidbox, mysolidbox.com, our Wheel of Fate sponsor. And congratulations to anyone who demonstrated their clairvoyance, including El Presidente Alejandro. Just shows up and nails it. That's what I'm talking about. Well done. Well done.
You see in the chat, my name is Szechuan. Hey, can we do who can do the most CAD work for me in 1 hour? Payment is good vibes.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
I like it. I like it. I like it.
What is the exchange rate for good vibes to USD? Do you guys know that?
Oh, that's a great question as well. Yeah. And that's a fantastic question. We got to find out the answer to that one.
All right. I got plenty of good vibes.
Yeah.
So.
Same. Same.
So if we can turn that into dollars would be great.
Yeah, that'd be a great conversion. I like where we're going with this. All right, guys. Well, now we are going to just head back to our giveaway. We do have a giveaway that's currently open, and we are going to bring this up here and see who is going to win the second giveaway. This is our prize from our prize sponsor. We got 29 people who are in this thing, so let's bring this up and let's generate a winner for our MacroPad giveaway. Macropad.io, prize sponsor for this tournament. Here we go. 29 people. And the winner is not Matab. Sorry, Matab. You're going to win one anyway, though. Not Ricardo. Oh, it's TS Listener. Nice. Welcome, my friend. And congratulations. TS Listener is the winner of that second giveaway. And so we're going to mark that down, and we are going to make sure that we take care of you. We will be reaching out to you after the live stream. Congratulations, TS Listener. Let us know in the chat who you are. And well done. Well done. Well done. All right. Well, that is our second giveaway. And we really appreciate all of you being here. 189 people watching. What do we got for likes? Let me refresh my like page here and see what we got. We're trying to get to 133 for our likes for this live stream. 85 likes currently. We'll bump that up to 86. Let's see if we can get that up to 133, and then we will do a special episode of Model Monday Live. I wasn't going to do Model Monday Live this Monday, but if we can get up to 133 likes, we will do it. Now, we've been hanging out with these guys throughout the tournament, but some people who are watching today are brand new to the tournament scene. So, Corey, maybe you could share some fun facts about these runners.
Yeah, so Matab is using SolidWorks. He is pursuing an industrial engineering degree.
Nice.
And I think he's doing some great work. Like you said, he's learning AutoCAD and Onshape alongside of SolidWorks. And he didn't know about CAD design until 2023. He started with SolidWorks from a recommended varsity course and has been using it for only a year and a half. So, I mean, the fact that he's the #1 seed in this tournament, in the finals, with a year and a half of experience is insane.
What a prodigy.
But it's awesome. It's so cool. So, looking to see, hopefully he's inspiring his other classmates in the program to jump in and get started on some stuff. So if the university's not doing anything for you, Matab, we're here for you. So we want to see what you can do after this tournament and in the future and from here on out. So much love, much support, good vibes going your way. And for Gray, he says he loves his girlfriend Maria. Maybe we need to get Maria to start doing some models too, start practicing some. And he started using SolidWorks in 2018, and the main direction of his work is body products made of sheet metal. And I actually reached out to Gray on the Discord after last week, and he said it was really cool. I didn't know you were a welding teacher. That's cool to find out. And so we've been kind of going back and forth. I want to see if maybe we can do some sort of class guest speaker type thing too. I know the time zones again are going to be an issue, but I think we have all this untapped potential of professional amateurs is kind of like how I like to think about it, right? We're all professionals, but we're not Mr. Beast, and we're not, running companies like Tesla or anything, but we're doing the same stuff, just at a we're not talking about ourselves as often. So I think we need to change that and show off all this cool stuff that we can do in the community.
And it's just so cool that we can,
in the real world.
It's so cool that we have the Too Tall Toby Discord. We can get together in there, kind of meet each other, and then branch off and do our own things. And it's just like such a nice community, such a nice group of people that are willing to help each other. And it's so inspiring that you're able to make these connections through that Discord. And guys, if you're out there, if you haven't signed up for it, feel free to sign up for the Too Tall Toby Discord, and it'll give you a chance to kind of meet some new people and get your questions answered for sure.
Yeah, I was telling my wife the other day, I think it's craziest is some of my best friends that I have right now that I talk to on a day-to-day basis, I've never met in person and have only seen through a screen. And, some people screen time, whatever, however you feel about that. But this is the side of the internet that needs to keep happening forever and ever. So
yeah, keep growing.
Absolutely.
So guys, that is going to lead us into our very first battle here. Remember, you got to win 2 matches to move on to take down the championship. But now we get to see our #1 seed Matab using SolidWorks from Bangladesh going up against our #2 seed Gray using SolidWorks from Russia. These guys have battled some of the best in the competition to get to this point, and now I cannot wait to see how this showdown goes. They both are so fast. Can't wait to see how they do with this model. So here we go, guys. This CAD versus CAD battle featuring our #1 seed versus our #2 seed for the championship begins in 3, 2, 1, go. What is the mass of this part in XX.XX grams? This part is in millimeters. It's made from ABS, and it's called canopy bracket. Both of our runners are grabbing a screen capture, and both of our runners are jumping into their CAD packages. We see that Gray on the right is using SolidWorks. Matab on the left is using SolidWorks, and yet their interfaces look kind of different. It's kind of interesting. Across the top, they're both using the very minimalized toolbars, but Gray is opting to really load up his heads-up toolbar with quite a few icons, where Matab is using the command manager that kind of flies out on demand as he clicks on those tabs. But I got a feeling these guys are both going to be using a lot of shortcuts and not relying as much on icons.
Absolutely. I know. I think that was my hardest part, was trying to use that S key in Onshape more than anything, because I was trained the other way. So like I memorized all the keyboard shortcuts, but trying to jump into that to make my runs faster helped, but sometimes tripped me up a little bit. So
we see on the left, Matab took first blood. There's kind of the isometric view of this part that's on screen is shown kind of upside down. So there is a little circular boss that sticks up out of the top, and then this canopy bracket folds down and around. This is one of these brackets that tends to break off of one of those 10x10 pop-up canopies, although it is a little bit oversized to make it a little bit easier for the drawing. So you can see here that what's happening with this part is Matab on the left has drawn first blood. He got that solid cylinder up and running, but now seems to have stalled out a little bit. Meanwhile, Gray was able to create the bulk of this part by creating that kind of upside down C shape and extruding it down one end of the part. So Matab kind of stalled out there for a second. Maybe he was looking at the drawing. Maybe he was thinking about it. The thing with these challenges is that as your geometry gets more and more complicated, it does pay off to kind of take a few moments to think about what your overall strategy is going to be.
What I think we've seen throughout is just order of operations, right? Like you start doing things one way and you're like, oh, that is not the way I should go about doing that. And kind of trying to figure out what goes where and how you should do it.
And so now we see that Gray on the right is looking at this internal geometry. You can see that there's almost these like ribs or these thicker sections that are going up through the middle. And I think that what Gray is trying to do is figure out the best way to create that geometry. And he's opted to use what's called an offset entities command. So he's offsetting. It looks like he's using the option to cap ends with a line. That is a very, very smooth solution there for that challenge. I really like the way that he did that. He not only offset that set of line arc line, but he also capped the ends with a horizontal line. And that way he was able to create that kind of thick geometry, that thick rib section that's going in the middle of this part. And so now you'll see that he looks like he's creating an additional plane. Oh, I like this. He decided to create an additional plane. It looked like originally, he looks like he changed his original extrusion to be mid-plane. There we go. Look, he's got all three of those ribs.
There we go.
He hasn't yet created that cylindrical extrusion that's going down through the middle, and Matab's already done with that region of the model. So although it looks like Gray may be pulling ahead, it's really neck and neck because Matab's already got that internal region. Matab opting to create this sketch geometry with manual dimensions instead of using an offset, and that might end up costing him some time. Wow.
Yeah, I think that those ribs, there's not like an easy way to do a negative rib, an anti-rib. So it's how do you get that done, right?
Yeah, very, very good observation there, Corey, and I completely agree. And it looked like Gray was able to kind of think through that and was able just to create that geometry by not creating a negative rib, but by creating that additional. But I agree with your line of thought. I would have made the whole thing solid and then tried to remove those internal sections. And it looks like that's why Gray is in the finals and I am not.
We are sitting here commentating. Absolutely.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And so Gray now creating that kind of final region, but looks like maybe he's struggling a little bit. What's going on with that cylindrical boss and how is he going to clean this up? Whoa.
Oh, there it is.
I guess that's how he's going to clean it up. Wow.
That's exactly how he's going to do it.
Gray really blasting through.
Wow.
And now you see there's kind of a final long ways rib going up through the middle of this part to continue to reinforce it. And so Gray getting in there and creating that geometry and, using some contour selection so he doesn't extrude the entire thing and leaving that kind of interior section open. And meanwhile, we see Matab on the left is doing what you and I would have done, creating that kind of negative rib, hollowing out that extra section. Now cutting the model in half and then opting to do a mirror all. I like that workflow. I've done that plenty of times, but it looks like he's going to have to kind of double back here to repair some of this geometry from that cylinder. Meanwhile, Gray looks like he's maybe putting some final touches on this thing, maybe recognize that the dimension was a little bit off. Boy, these guys are both bringing this thing through the finish line at this point.
Anybody's game at this point
Yes.
still, yeah.
And you not only have to get the model completed, it has to be correct. And so sometimes, even though we've seen it so many times, somebody might look like they're pulling ahead. If their answer is incorrect, that might open the door for the other runner. Both the modelers really moving through this Tier 5 challenge with speed and efficiency, and certainly modeling it faster than I think a lot of us could. And it looks like Gray may be coming in with an answer. His answer is 24.81 grams, and that is not correct. That is not correct within tolerance. And so now we see what happens. Now we see that maybe Gray is opening the door for Matab. That is not correct. 24.81 is not correct and is not within tolerance. So Gray now has to go through and re-examine his model. And this is what we've seen so many times in this tournament, Corey. It's not just about being fast. You have to be accurate. That's how engineering works. Otherwise, all you're doing is producing scrap and probably losing your job pretty quickly.
Right. Yeah. And as you know, we love scrap in the teaching world because we get it donated a lot and we get to use it. So
not so much in the manufacturing world.
Right. Yeah.
And we may see Matab coming in with an answer here. Let's see what he comes up with. I'm not seeing the answer coming into the chat. I'm watching, but I'm not seeing the answer coming into the chat.
I see on my side, he says 26.35 grams.
Okay, and Matab coming in with an answer. I'm just going to type that in as well. You said, what was it? 26 dot what?
0.35 grams.
I just want to make sure it's in there. And 26.35 grams is correct.
There we go.
And so I saw Rambros also say GG Matab. I did not see it come in my chat. Missing an M, 26.35 grams. I see Matab's answer as well. Okay, great. So 26.35 grams, and that is correct. Kind of a weird thing happening there with YouTube. But Matab coming in again with the answer, 26.35. And that is correct. And Matab earning the first point here in the finals of this tournament. You do have to win 2 points in order to advance. But guys, wow, a very complicated Tier 5 model. And Matab and Gray both navigating through it with ease. Wow. Yep. And
no, that was awesome. Textbook right there.
Yeah, and it really looked like Matab was struggling, you know, some of those features that he was creating, and Gray was just kind of smoothly going through them, but it looked like maybe Gray just missed a dimension. Maybe it was the height of his that circular boss that was sticking out of the top or something. I saw him going back towards the end and kind of editing that circular boss. So maybe that's what the issue was, but guys, wow. GG to the winner, GG to Matab, earning that first point. Of course, you do have to earn 2 points to move on in this challenge. And shout out to Corey Mesa as well for the assist on that one.
It popped up on my side. I wasn't going to let that go. So I was like, hey, I see it. I'm going to say it. So.
And then Jern in the chat says, Too Tall Toby, look at what VK said. So Victor K said, make sure you're on live chat, not top chat. Yeah, I am definitely on live chat. Yeah, it's a great point. We have run into that before where I've been on top chat, and that has obviously caused some problems. But yeah, I am definitely on live chat. I think we may need to upgrade some of our systems here. My chat keeps going back to top chat instead of live chat. Maybe that's the problem. I mean, we can, let's see here. I could try refresh it, go top chat, and then go back to live chat. See what happens here. Sean Richards, 104 likes. We like it. We like it. Wow.
That's weird because mine was on top chat and I saw it. So I don't know.
And you did see it. Maybe, that's what I need to switch to.
Maybe you stay live. I'll stay top. And
yeah, he only gets the top.
There we go.
Oh, it might have been that Matab missed the M in mass.
Oh, and it blocked it. That's what it was.
Interesting. Yep. Wow.
He did miss the M in mass. So it blocked it. That's what it was.
There we go. Yeah, I like it.
So it's...
See, we're troubleshooters here. We figure this stuff out. All right, guys. Well, that was very, very exciting. That was not an easy model. We're getting back a little bit more to the traditional models here. You know, in the past, last week, we saw some kind of head scratchers, some really crazy models. We're getting back to a little bit more of the traditional models here in the finals because, you know, the World Championship of Speed Modeling, we want it to be about the modeling. But there are some models in here that are going to give you guys some challenges. So let's see what this next challenge is going to be. We've got Jim Yu in the chat thinks it's going to be 21. Abdullah thinks it's going to be 20. Tech Hack Tamal thinks it's going to be 22. Rockcrawler thinks 22. Tarak thinks it's going to be 22. Guntis thinks it's going to be 22. Sebastian thinks it's going to be 19. Guys, we got 4 choices here for this model. And if Matab can win this one, he will be our champion. If Gray can win this one, then we're going to go to a third battle. And I think I know what everybody's rooting for. We're all rooting for that third battle. So good luck. I'm going to give this thing a shuffle. Shuffle, 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 and spin. And let's see.
I think there's one person who doesn't want a third match, and it might be Matab, but I'm just throwing that out there.
That's what I'm thinking as well.
Right.
And so we're going to go to a very, very good model. Very good choice here. We're going to see what this model has in store for our runners. So we are going to knock this one off the board. We're going to get rid of the wheel, and maybe we'll just learn a little bit more about our runners as we get ourselves set up here for this possibly final championship match. Corey, maybe you could tell us a little bit more about these guys.
Yeah. So Matab, I think we need to call him Etab from now on since he forgot the M, so we'll forget the M too. Besides CAD, he also does graphic design for his varsity societies. So I know he's involved in like all kinds of stuff. So I'd like to see some of those logos maybe in the Discord. You can show us what you're working on.
Oh, yeah.
And he says his favorite athlete is Cristiano Ronaldo, and his favorite CAD athlete obviously is you, Too Tall Toby.
Yo, thank you.
And I think we saw, like, you know, it's always, I get this all the time in my class. They're like, well, you want me to weld really good, but how can you weld? You know, every now and then you gotta throw it back on and throw down and show them that
You gotta throw it out.
I know this stuff because I know this stuff. You don't want to bring it out all the time, but humble them a little bit. And I think you did that with your live stream the other day. That was awesome.
Thank you, my friend.
And his favorite subject is math, and I'm sure like most of us, I love the math. I've tried using Onshape lately too as like my answer to everything. Like if I can figure out to solve a problem with how many things I need, I did seating charts in it the other day. So everything's math related of some sort, and it just works out really well. So, and Gray, again, he said, main body of work is sheet metal. And I think we've seen so far, anytime a sheet metal comes up for him, he pretty much rocks it. So I'm hoping we get some sheet metal. And when he came across TTT on the internet a year ago, he was immediately hooked. And I feel the same. We all kind of are. And I know it's hard sitting there having people compliment you. I can't take compliments very well either. I'm like, oh, cool. I get all shy and reserved, but definitely one of the best communities on the internet. Put a 1 in the chat if you love this community. And his love for speed modeling is a direct result of his esports background. And I know we were kind of talking last time, I kind of missed it, but I want to know, Gray, if you could tell me what kind of other esports you do. I'd be interested to see. I know I was going through Facebook and there's a Casio actually has a calculator speed modeling thing or speed running thing. I want to see if Aaron C might be able to enter, because I think he'd be the only one who'd be able to do it. So let's see what can happen
in the calculator competition.
So
well,
there's some prizes for that too. So.
That is cool, man. And I love seeing the esports coming here into almost like an educational esports here in this CAD versus CAD tournament, because as we saw in that last model, I mean, that last model was fantastic because it shows that, it's not only about being fast, it's also about being accurate. And that's, whatever it was that Gray missed in that last one, that he's going to remember that in the future. And that he's not going to make that mistake again. And that's one of the best lessons from these practice models and from these tournaments.
Well, and that wooden planter or box thing we did, the one I lost out on, we're doing that in class this year. We're going to make that.
Oh, cool.
Out of spite, I'm going to send you a flat pack. And
oh, very cool.
We're going to do it as a class project because I'm never going to let that go. So
that's awesome. All right, guys. Well, here we go. This CAD versus CAD battle for possibly the championship. Matab has 1 point. He's our #1 seed. Is he going to go coast to coast? I don't think he lost a single match. So if he finishes this match, he will have gone coast to coast, not losing a single match, starting in the #1 seed, ending with the championship. We're going to see if he can do it. No pressure, Matab. Our #1 seed from Bangladesh going up against Gray, our #2 seed from Russia. These guys are absolute speed modeling wizards. Let's see how they do with this next and possibly final challenge. This CAD vs. CAD Championship CAD battle begins in 3, 2, 1, go! What is the mass of this multi-body part or assembly in XXXX grams? And this one has some Toby notes on it. Wow, guys. Good luck. Take a screen capture so you can follow these wizards. It's multi-material, multi-body. It's got all kinds of features in it. It is the perfect challenge for our championship. Good luck to our runners. And wow. This is going to be a good one. And here we go. We're going to flip over to our CAD versus CAD screen here. And we're going to see how these guys attack this thing. I mean, I think just looking at this thing myself, I would probably do this thing in a few different phases. Maybe one of the phases would be the legs. One of the phases would be the tabletop. You can see that this does come from a physical model. Once again, a physical model. So we do have a physical table here. Looking at things in the real world and figuring out how to model them is always a good skill. And you can see the leg.
Nice.
One of the legs has to kind of bend up to get over the other leg to get out of the way. So
we're killing it. We're killing it today with physical models that we can actually see. So I just want to give us ourselves a pat on the back for that.
It's the best way to learn. The best way to learn is by modeling things that are actually in the real world. Victor K in the chat says, this looks awesome. I wish I was competing. So very interesting. 2 different modelers, both using SolidWorks, but starting in very different places. Gray opting to start with the table itself. It looks like he's going to create what we call a revolve. where Metab looks like he's going to jump into the legs right away. He's going to begin modeling these legs right away. So the legs are created from tubes, hollow tubes that have an 18 millimeter diameter. So you can see that's why he's doing 9 millimeters per side, creating some offsets. And then he's going to go in and create that doubled dimension to the point of tangency. Meanwhile, you can see that Gray has taken first blood, creating our first solid geometry in the form of this table. And now Gray is going to go and try to create some additional geometry on this table here. Looks like he's going to be creating this kind of like almost like a plus sign on the bottom of this table. And so we'll see how he handles this feature. You can see that on the left, Metab looks like he's planning out to create a sweep path, but he's created some offset geometry to help with defining the dimensions for that sweep path. And that is a fantastic approach. Definitely Toby approved. I do that a lot. I'm going to create a sweep. I'll just offset some geometry because I want to sweep along the center line. But, you know, I end up getting some dimensions maybe that go outside to outside. So it's good to learn how to use that offset geometry.
Absolutely. And you see Gray over on the other side, you know, he had the, I think looks like he put in he doubled the diameter instead of doubling the radius when he put that in. And that's one of the things my students do all the time. They type the wrong number and they're like, oh, I just got to be double, but you definitely tripped them up with some of these measurements on this one, but
for sure
being able to see that visual change kind of helps things. So
and Gray, you know, and without giving away too much, I just wanted to say I think Gray maybe just ran into a little gotcha there on the print. And I'm not going to say any more than that, but if you guys are out there looking at the print and you look at what Gray just did, you'll understand what I mean. This is one that I was really hoping would come up in the tournament. Because it does have some gotchas in it. And, you know, and again, these are the types of things that sometimes happen in the real world. You have to create parts so that they work together. And
in this, I feel like in the real world, you'd have this as like 3 prints, but we don't have 15 screens to be able to keep YouTube and our chat and, right? So it kind of gets lost in some of the measurements.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, it's when you have the luxury of having larger sheets of paper or having more room for your details and things like that. You can the prints look a little bit less sloppy, but this one looks not sloppy, but just very very cluttered.
Very informative. Very informative.
There's a lot of information in this print. Exactly, a lot of information in a small space. So very cool here to see Metab once again employing that offset geometry. Metab on the left using SolidWorks, using that offset geometry to kind of help him map out the diameter of those tubes. They are hollow tubes, of course. You can see that in section view CC on the print. If you guys have the screen capture of the print, or if you roll back and you look at it again. Metab now creating that geometry for that second tube. He's already got that first tube in place. Very impressive. And now he's creating the geometry for that second tube. The curved tube that has to go up and over the table. It looks like that tube is blue on our isometric rendering of the table here that we've got center screen. And we see Gray on the right coming up with the geometry for that first tube. We call that one the flat tube. The flat tube just kind of runs up and over, and it looks like he ran that right up into the table. We like that as well. Bringing that right up there to the table. That looks like that should work out for him. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah, I know you definitely do. We have an ag teacher Facebook group, and we were talking about some stuff. And I feel like when you're shopping in the store, you see things, you're like, I could totally model that. Like I do that all the time. I buy little toys and stuff at the store. But in our ag teacher group the other day, a lot of welding teachers over summer, some of them went to some theme parks. They're like, never look at welds when you're at a theme park. Like we all are judging it like crazy. And then all the wives started chiming in, and they're like, oh my God, you can't take this guy anywhere. Disneyland is horrible when you talk. Yeah. So it's definitely, you surround yourself with your work, but if it's something you like, it's amazing and it's fun. So
yeah. And so Metab here, looks like he's now got both of those tubes. He got that tricky one that has the bend on it, and he got that flat tube as well. So he's got both of the tubes kind of up and in place where he wants them. A great foundation here now for him to be able to create his next set of geometry. Now we'll see what he does next, if he jumps right to the tabletop or if how he decides to do this. I know that when Gray did that tabletop, he used a different feature. Again, I'm trying to kind of throttle back everything that I'm saying here because I know that the runners could be listening in. And now we see Gray going back to that earlier feature that he was almost stuck upon, right? He got to that section of the model and realized, oh no, that I don't know where to place this. And so now he's able to place that. So Gray going back and trying to get that geometry in place. Looks like he's doing a great job with that sketch, using some mirroring functionality with that sketch.
Mm-hmm.
Matab here looks like he's opting to create a reference geometry plane there. And now he's going to sketch upon that plane. Oh, interesting approach here. Sketching it as a solid, extruding it. And what's he going to do with this tabletop? He's in preview mode. He's thinking through it a little bit.
Uh-huh.
I like it. Going to add the draft in the extrude. Wow. Matab, very nice. We like that. And meanwhile, Gray, you can see, has moved on to that feature on the underside of the table. It looks like now Matab looks like he's got what I'm going to assume there is probably 3 separate bodies. Gray looks like, on the other hand, he's got 2 separate bodies. So you could say Matab is ahead as far as number of bodies, but you can also see here that Gray has done a really nice job here. Look at him using, what is that, intersect to cut those apart. Very nice.
Yeah.
Wow.
I like the technique Matab did too. He did a quick measurement and then just changed his measurement in the starting sketch by that much. Did a real quick math problem and then had it go. And a lot of times that's how you troubleshoot. And I don't know why this isn't working, but okay, that's how I delete those.
Yeah, exactly. Right? And Matab coming in there with a shell to shell that thing off, and now it looks like he's going to opt to fill it off these edges here to get that full round on the top of the table. Very nice. Very, very nice. I really like the use of that workflow. I thought his workflow was fantastic there.
Yeah, Jern in the chat saying this seems a bit difficult for tier 5, but again, we've talked about the tier levels multiple times, and it's about the features. It's how many features are in that feature tree. And
yes, exactly. Yeah, it definitely was right on the cusp, right between a tier 5 and a tier 6. Mm-hmm. It was something that I wasn't really sure which one I was going to settle upon, but decided to go with a tier 5. It's right there on the cusp between a tier 5 and a tier 6, Jern. Yeah, it could definitely, it's complexity, not difficulty. So as far as just like the sheer number of features required, you would consider this a tier 5. But if we were to factor in maybe a little bit of a complexity modifier, we could probably get this up to be a tier 6.
Yeah, no, and again, like it's difficulty. It's it's probably not hard for the guy who made this table to do this time and time again. It's what he does every single day. So
right,
just like we see Gray with sheet metal, and
exactly.
Certain people are better at certain things because that's what they do all the time.
Aaron C recognizing so many little things to keep track of here. I bet it's very likely we see a wrong answer or 2. Yeah, exactly. It's a great place. There's no shade thrown. No, I think they understand. There's just a lot going on in this drawing. That is for sure. Vicky Chong saying, is this the model you were hoping they would get? Yes, this is indeed the model I was hoping they would get. This one, I had to spend a lot of time getting it, massaging it. A big part of the magic in this tournament is trying to come up with models that are going to give us a good show, and that are going to challenge these guys. And, if you want to earn the championship, I think this is a fantastic model to earn the championship on, to show that you've got what it takes. You can see that both of our runners now are at the point where this plus, if you notice this plus symbol that's on the bottom of the table that Matab is working on and that Gray is working on as well, in order to get that plus in place, you have to reference the legs. And so that's what kind of makes this model a little bit tricky. And so there's a few different views on the drawing that are showing that information as far as like where that plus needs to be. And so I think that's what both of our runners now are struggling to come to grips with, is like, what the heck, what's going on with this plus sign? So it's very cool to see them both working on it at this point, and we're going to see kind of what they come up with as far as how to get those, how to match that spec on the drawing.
And it looks like Matab's figuring it out. I think
he's
getting there. Yeah.
Yes, indeed.
We'll see. Oh, it's one of those, you go back and forth and you keep trying to figure out how to do it. And wait, did I check this? Did I do that?
Yeah.
So I can definitely feel the nerves.
You think you got it, and then you go back and you look at the print and you're like, wait a second, I'm not sure if that's, something's still off here. And so this is truly a perfect model here for what could be the final battle in this tournament. Matab has 1 point. He's our number 1 seed. And if he can earn the 2nd point, then that will seal the deal, and he will have gone coast to coast. but he's not done yet. He's nowhere near done. I mean, there's still a lot of work that needs to be done on this model for him to be able to come across that finish line with the correct answer. Meanwhile, Gray on the left also struggling a bit with this feature, trying to figure out what needs to be done to get this feature into the correct shape, but definitely using some tools that we're not used to seeing. It looks like maybe that's like a split command or an intersect command where he's using the one part to split the other part or to intersect with the other part. I think he's using, I can't tell if that's a split or an intersect, but I just think because he's getting that template window to show up, I believe that shows up when you launch a split command.
Gotcha. Yeah, Aaron C saying it's guess and check might go pretty far for this model.
Yes, indeed. Victor K saying it looks like a split as well. Yeah.
And then I saw PB in the chat said, I saw one video and now CAD Esports has all of my interests. I know it'll happen. You catch the bug and your whole timeline becomes Toby, and it's a good problem to have. So, well,
thank you, and thank you for joining us here today. Thank you to everyone for joining us here today. Looks like we are at, let's see where we're at for our likes here. We're trying to get to 133 likes. We're at 114. If we can get to 133, then we will do a special episode of Model Monday Live this Monday. And thank you all so much for tuning in and for joining us. Over 200 people watching at times on this live stream. Gray coming in with an answer, 4,265 grams, and that is not correct. That is not correct within tolerance. So Gray coming in with an answer needs to go through and maybe double check what's going on with his geometry to try to figure out where that incorrect answer is coming in. But we do have our very first answer here in the chat. Gray coming in 4,265 grams. And it looks like he has noticed something that he doesn't like. It looks like he kind of jumped right into it. Wow, this is exciting. So he kind of jumped right into it. He saw something that he didn't like. It looks like he's trying to modify something. And you guys in the chat who are watching along with, this is truly a spectator sport at this point because you guys have the 2D print from earlier in the live stream. And Oscar IN is here and says, hello. You came in at just the right moment. This is very, very exciting. And Gray looks like he is considering firing his second bullet here. Gray comes in with an answer, 4,245 grams, and that is correct.
There we go.
And wow, Gray. Well done, my friend, earning his first point in this championship match. You gotta just go for it there. You gotta fire away there at the end. You can answer twice incorrectly. Gray said, I'm going for it. I'm firing in my second bullet. And wow, Gray, that was awesome. Well done, my friend. Well earned. 3 matches. The dream is alive. Gray, that was so awesome. Matab, excellent battle as well as always. And we are going to a third battle here between these guys. Corey, what did you think about that?
Yeah, no, I could see. I felt like I was in Gray's head a little bit. It was like, I'm either going to get it or I'm not. So I already got one answer. I think this is right. I've fixed it, right? Like,
I'm just going to go
for the best, right?
Yeah, exactly. I think that what we saw there, what made that model really tricky is that plus symbol on the underside of the yellow table is its lengths are related to where the legs intersect with the model. And so we got to see there that those legs are going to come up at the model. They're coming up at different angles. They obviously have the different curve geometry and stuff like that, but you got to get those legs in place before you're going to get that plus in place. And we saw that Gray was getting in there at first and was just creating that plus at first and then realized, like, wait, there's no dimensions on this. How am I supposed to locate these legs? And so that was where he was able to resolve his issue. And then he made the 2 legs equal. And so his first answer was a little bit heavy. It was heavy by about 20 grams. Yeah. And then he went in and looked at it again and saw, like, oh, wait, both of them had to line up with that. So, wow, guys. GG. The table is here. The physical table is here. And the guys were able to model it. That is so cool. Wow.
That's awesome. Yeah, no, and also, like, I thought that the multi-model, the multi-material was going to mess with them a little bit. And they seem to handle that like, oh, yeah, whatever.
Yeah, they really just blasted through. They didn't have any real problems with that. And they were able to get that thing done. So, wow, guys, GG, very nicely done. And congratulations to Gray nailing that answer. That was fantastic, man. That was so cool to watch. What a cool battle there and a well-earned point. And now the winner will possibly be determined by this next match. And Vicky Chong in the chat asking, should we post the third giveaway link? Absolutely, yeah. Let's post that third giveaway link. Let's get that third giveaway link out there. We've done our first 2 giveaways, and while we've got everybody here, if you're not familiar with the giveaway mechanics, then what we're doing here is you can sign up at tootalltoby.com. You can sign up for a totally free account, and then use that link that's in the chat from Vicky Chong, and that link is going to get you possibly get you a 1-year subscription of Practice Models Premium. Practice Models Premium is a library that we have of over 200 of these CAD challenges, of these 2D to 3D CAD challenges. So if you sign up for the free account, you can get, I think there's like 15 free challenges in there, 10 or 15 free challenges in there. But, you know, if you really want to get into the deep stuff, the higher tier stuff, then what you can do is you can sign up for our Practice Models Premium app. And we are doing a giveaway for 1-year access to that entire library. And Ricardo Jean comes into the chat with some super chat. Says, please, Matab, you can win. Go, go, go for the Cobra CAD team. Wow. Yeah, that is it. Cobra CAD.
I think we need shirts.
I think we need
right?
geese.
Yeah, all of it.
Yeah.
All of it.
We need the full setup.
There's gonna be a big like international tournament that we don't know about underground that we have yet to
that our guys show up at with
and
their
then
Cobra.
We're all gonna show up too. Yeah,
with their Cobra CAD geese. Well,
yeah.
Guys, click on that link in the chat, and you guys can win that giveaway for our 12 months of Practice Models Premium access, our 1 year of Practice Models Premium access. And let's go back to the Wheel of Fate and see what it has in store for these runners. That was definitely the drawing that I was hoping to see today. I'm so thankful to the Wheel of Fate. It is truly random. We let the wheel do its business, and we rarely mess with it. And so very happy to see this. So how does the complexity chart work? And what is the tolerance limit? Yeah, it's a great question, PB. Some of that stuff is a little behind the scenes, but you can kind of pick it up if you stick with us, if you join us on Model Monday Live and on some of the live streams. But basically, Tier 1 is the easiest, and Tier 10 is the hardest. And I don't think we've seen Tier 10 yet. It's kind of like in The Princess Bride when he's like, one day I might go up as far as 10.
Yeah.
One day
Alavi said in the chat, he said, is there any 2D CAD competitions? And, you know, like, I feel like that's my domain. I'm really good in the 2D side. So I would love, if there's interest, I'd be down to start one.
Oh, I like it.
I would be down. I don't know if I'm going to have the same production quality. My production staff is nowhere as good as yours yet.
Oh, we can work together. We can figure something out for sure.
I got to take days off.
Yeah.
To be able to do that. So
we can figure something out. We can work together and figure something out.
All righty.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, here we go. I'm going to give this thing a shuffle. Shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. Good luck to all of you who think you have clairvoyance. And go! I try not to look before I spin it. Okay, guys. Wow. Looks like it's going to be drawing number 21. These guys are being put to the test today. All right, guys.
Today for sure.
Yeah. Well, this is possibly it. We've got our number 1 seed and our number 2 seed coming together here in this epic CAD vs. CAD tournament. And Corey, do you have any final thoughts, any final advice for these runners here?
I think just like I said, it's like we did in our other tournaments and everything else. It's check your units, check everything, check your materials, look at all the Toby notes, because I mean, those are definitely I feel like I don't even look at measurements anymore when I see yours. I always go straight to those pink notes just to make sure what you're trying to pull and what you're trying to do.
Yeah, we have to use the Toby notes sometimes because, as we discussed earlier, sometimes there's just not enough room for you know, all the different details, and I don't have room to just like kick off a section view. Like if it was an engineering print, I just would kick off a section view and then boom, clearly show that like the top of the rib is filleted with a full round or something like that. But sometimes I just have to make a Toby note that says like, hey, all the ribs have a full round across the top. Be on the lookout for that. Something like that. Just, you know, I'm just saying hypothetically a note like that. So guys, this is it. I'm so excited, so thankful, so glad that this tournament brought us to this point. We've got our number 1 seed, Matab from Bangladesh, using SolidWorks. Our number 2 seed, Gray from Russia, using SolidWorks. They've both earned 1 point. we are going into potentially the final match of this tournament. If one of these guys can come up with the correct mass of this model, they are going to win the final point, and they will be declared the champion of this 2025 Summer Open. Corey, are you ready?
I am ready. Let's do this.
Are you guys in the chat ready? Corey, I have an announcement. We just crossed over 133 likes, so we will be doing a special episode of Model Monday Live this Monday. Thank you all so much for tuning in to this tournament. Thank you all so much for the likes. We will do a special episode this Monday. Here we go. The chat says, yes, we are ready. Let's go, guys. This CAD vs. CAD battle between Matab, our #1 seed from Bangladesh, and Gray, our #2 seed using SolidWorks. This championship CAD battle begins in 3, 2, 1, go. What is the mass of this part in XXXX grams? And this is actually a tier 6 part. Surprise. And this one has a tolerance of ±4. It's made from ABS. It is a sewer cover frame. And we are going to flip over. And look, there is a Toby note that says all ribs are filleted with 7.5 per side, full round. How about that? I thought it was just going to be hypothetical. So here we go. Let's see how these guys approach this thing. Looks like Gray, just like the last model, has decided to begin this sketch looking at it from the front, probably creating what we call a revolve. Meanwhile, Matab started on the top plane and has already drawn first blood. Matab getting in there with the very first extrusion, the very first solid feature. Matab drawing first blood. Let's see how it goes.
Aaron C. said there's an easy way and there's a hard way. And right after, FPV Kev says, I think I'll pass.
Yes, indeed.
So I think for FPV Kev, he says there's a hard way and there's a hard way, and I'm not going to do it. So.
Yeah. So very interesting. Matab now, and we saw him do this in the last model as well. Instead of doing this as a revolve with a drafted angle, he's decided to create that second extrusion with the drafted angle on that second extrusion. We'll see if it pays off for him here in this model. Gray looking at this a little bit more of a traditional way, kind of looking at it as though it's just all solid and going through and modeling it with solid features. Matab going through and opting to model this thing using solid extrusions. Gray doing it more like a revolve. Excuse me, misspoke there. Gray doing it more like a revolve there. Matab doing it feature by feature. I think for me personally, I'd probably do it as a revolve.
I think that's what I was thinking too. But then once you get to some of the other geometry, it's like, I don't know, maybe this would have paid off a different way. So
yeah, for sure. And so you can see here now, Matab already jumping into what looks like it's going to be his third feature, third or fourth feature, and that is to create the geometry for those handles that are sticking out the side. So you can see that the geometry for these handles, the model has symmetry in 2 directions. So we just have the geometry for these handles, but it's being defined, instead of defining it with an angle, it's being defined with a dimension. But Matab opting to use the reference dimension that was in there. Looks like he's going to try to just use that angle. He prefers that angle. Sometimes what you'll see is that you'll have a reference dimension on a drawing where the inspection team can kind of use that to make sure that the thing is within spec, but Matab is actually using it to help with the design. Interesting approach.
There we go.
Yeah, and Gray here on the right is going to be using a similar approach here, going through and adding in the geometry for that handle. They're almost neck and neck here. Matab is just a little bit ahead. Gray is opting to put those fillets in at the sketch level. Matab opting to put them in at the feature level. Wow. This feels like this is going to be one of these models where it's going to come down to one person making a little mistake or something like that.
Yep.
Looks like the geometry for these handles is called out in the detail view, and it's called out using some references to some existing geometry. So this is another one of these models where the order of operations is really important. If you decided to get in there and create that entire base at first, you would not have the key geometry that you need to locate the geometry for this handle. But it looks like it's Matab and Gray both have that geometry ready to go.
Do you have a copy of this one too, a physical copy?
No physical copy.
I want to see you hold up this. I want to see you hold up this sewer.
I'll go down to the nearest neighborhood and I'll see if I can grab one of these off of the.
Yeah, I'll be back. Let me go find
the utilities. Exactly. Aaron C in the chat saying you should have made it so that they don't coincide with the center point. That would have been real tricky. Yeah.
Oh, that would have been mean.
Yeah, that would have been exactly. Yeah.
That would have been real mean.
So we see Gray here kind of going back. I confess I was looking to, I was kind of zoned in there on what Matab was doing with that handle. Looks like Gray is going back in and maybe double checking some of his dimensions, changing or adding in a diameter. Looks like maybe he was missing a diameter there. And wow, look at Gray. He's already got that whole shape created. Like I said, I kind of looked away for a second. He's got that handle geometry in place. And now instead of creating the cut, he's going to go on and continue creating solids. And that's usually what I do as well. I try to create all my solids first, and I kind of save my cuts for the end so I can avoid any overlapping, inadvertent overlapping.
Yeah.
Gray looks like he's gonna looks like he maybe a little misstep there. Looks like he extruded that. Or maybe not a misstep. Maybe he's gonna do that second feature as a sleeve. Wow.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay. There we go.
Yeah, I like it. I like it. Looks like he maybe was looking for an Ivan exploit on this feature too, trying to roll an Ivan exploit into the final model of the tournament. That would be a real icing on the cake move.
Yeah.
So we see here Gray opting to create those kind of mounting bosses, those 4 mounting bosses on the inside of the model, while Matab decided to focus more on the cutout that was in the handle. And now we can see that Matab is going back through, adding in that cutout, and is going to be now going through and trying to, trying to get to those bosses. What are you thinking, Corey?
Yeah, and then like in just 2 steps, it's like, oh, well, there he is. Okay, let's go.
Yes.
So it's still anybody's game.
Yes. Dalvin says the silence in the chat shows how focused we all are on this impressive modeling. Yes. Yeah,
I know, and I've noticed on these last 2 models too, usually we get somebody that's like, oh, I got it. We haven't had that in a while on some of these models, and I think we're all locked in and just focusing and trying to yeah.
Yeah, so Gray now looks like he was able to get through that circular pattern, and interesting, Matab looked like he's opting to use a sketch pattern here, and you know, SolidWorks always tends to fight you when you try to make a sketch pattern, so it's interesting that that's the route that he's going, but it looks like maybe he was able to get that back to the state that he wanted it, and oh yeah, he was able to get those bosses in place for that sketch pattern. Now he's going to opt to use a fillet here. Whoa, look at how he was able to get all those edges selected for that fillet. That was some kind of magic SolidWorks shortcut there. That was cool. Just one click, he was able to get all 8 of those edges selected. And now he's just got to get those holes in place, and he may be coming down the home stretch here. Meanwhile, we got Gray here. Looks like what he had to go back to the handle. I thought he had that handle in place already. Maybe something happened where he had to go back to it.
Yeah, I don't. I think
the model
is
symmetric.
One side, yeah.
Yeah, the model is symmetric in 2 directions. So I just can't see that other side of his screen, so I don't know what's going on with the handle on the other side. But yeah, it looks like he's got that handle on the other side. Very interesting here. What's going on with this?
Still there.
Yeah, okay, still there. So we'll see what he ends up doing with this geometry. Looks like he may have gotten a little... Oh, he's trying to create the rib. I forgot about the ribs. That's right. This thing has these ribs on it, and the ribs do have a fillet, full round fillet on those ribs. So Gray was moving on to that rib. I thought he was doing the handle. I got a little confused there.
Yeah, FPV Kev says the red is off putting on grays for me. It looks like errors in the sketches. That's exactly how I was feeling too. Like,
yeah,
I know you're like, oh, I like this layout. It freaks me out.
And Matab doing the final spin and possibly coming in with an answer here. And Matab comes into the chat with an answer. 9,816 grams. And Corey Mesa, we have ourselves a champion. 9,816 grams is correct. And Matab is going to take down the championship of this tournament. Wow, 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 guys. What a battle. What a run from Matab throughout that tournament. That was absolutely epic and so fun to watch. And holy smokes, that was so cool throughout the entire tournament. Matab coming through with that victory at the end. Really getting through those models. I really thought Gray was pulling ahead there while Matab was working on those handles and those cuts, but Matab, as always, pulls through and surprises us, and wow, wow, wow. What a win. What a victory spin there. And guys, we got to give Matab a GG in the chat. Congratulations. Awesome job. Wow, wow, wow. GG to both of our runners, but holy smokes. That is not an easy model, and Matab was able to get through that thing. And GG to our winners, Speed Demons both. GG to both runners, winning a macro pad. First place winning $100 to Matab. Second place winning $50 to Gray. Congratulations. And guys, let me present you with your tournament champion, Matab. Let me make this full screen so you guys can all give him a GG once again. And wow, wow, wow. Congratulations, Matab. Can take a screen capture of that as well. So awesome, so impressive, and well done, my friend. Congratulations to our tournament champion, Matab from Bangladesh. So awesome, man. Wow, wow, wow. Congratulations.
Great work, guys. That was amazing.
Yeah, really, really good. Really, really awesome. Guys, don't forget to hit the like button. We do still have a giveaway that we're going to do here, but don't forget to hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you enjoyed this tournament. It was a lot of fun working with you, Corey, on this tournament, and I know that a lot of work goes into preparing for this from both of us, so thank you so much for being my co-commentator.
No, yeah, absolutely. It's a blast. My mom was texting me throughout, and she's like, you're like doing so good. You're totally in your element. And I was like, yeah, like I just got done talking to the students and telling them how I hate talking in front of people, but I can do this forever. And you know, I'm a teacher and I talk in front of kids every day, but it's like, for me, it's not the same. But you put a mic in my hand and throw me in front of a crowd, and I'm just like,
but you're natural. You're an absolute natural.
So
and
thank you for having me on. And
yeah, thank you. And guys, we are going to do another giveaway, but don't forget the super chat is open. If you enjoyed this tournament, if you enjoyed this live stream, if you can see how much work we put into this, and you want to see these things keep going, please help us out. Support us right now as we are getting up to speed, as we're getting more and more interest from larger. Hopefully, eventually, we'll have larger sponsors. We'll have Nike in here sponsoring us, and we'll have Prusa in here. We'll have like all the big name players in here sponsoring us.
Jerseys and geese, right? We're gonna have Cobra CAD geese.
Exactly.
That's our next.
But until then, Netflix, we'll have Netflix sponsoring us. But until then, if you guys could help us out, we really do appreciate the super chat. We really do appreciate the donations. And thank you all so much for being a part of this. Remember, if you want to prepare for the World Championship, which is coming up, registration is currently open and free for everyone. So if you want to prepare for the World Championship, there is one fantastic way that you can do it, and that is by practicing. Practice, practice, practice. And right now, you have a chance to win a 1-year subscription to our Practice Models Premium app, which is going to help you with that practice. So you can sign up over at tootalltoby.com, and we are going to open up that final giveaway here. You've got about 10 seconds left before we're going to open up that final giveaway. So make sure you get over to Too Tall Toby, click on that link that Vicky Chong posted just a few minutes ago, and we are going to open up that final giveaway page. We got 32 people in here ready to win this Practice Models Premium subscription. Let's see who ends up winning it. Here we go. Let's refresh and see if there's anybody else. Any final people who are trying to sign in here? 34 people. Here we go. Let's generate a winner. And here we go. Here we go. Here we go. The winner of the 12-month subscription is not Jern. Sorry, Jern. Not Jern. Let's see who is it going to be. It is. Okay. Yep. Nope, none of the. Not Guntus. Sorry, Guntus. Not Mesa Makes. Sorry, Mesa Makes.
Oh, man.
Okay. Not Rock Crawler. All right. Who is it? We're going to find out who it is. Jim Yu coming in with another NOK 100. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Jim Yu. We're going to stall here a little bit before we find out who the winner is. Thank you, Jim Yu. Oh, we got Corey here. We got to make this view of Corey a little bit bigger. We're going to get you in high def now, Corey.
Nice.
Exciting, yeah. Hold on a second, guys. We're going to get Corey here in high def. This is what we needed. This whole tournament, we needed to see you in high def.
We'll figure it out eventually, one of these days.
Yeah, we're still going to... We're just stalling for the giveaway. This just makes the giveaway, that much more exciting.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, yeah, nice. You're looking good.
Yeah.
This is what we needed the whole time. Here we go.
We'll know for next time. There we go.
Yeah. Hello. Oh, wow.
Oh, wow.
You look so crisp.
That's super clear.
Wow. Hello. Great to see you in here.
Yeah.
Guys, put a 1 in the chat if you like seeing Corey in HD. This is what we needed. Yeah, that shirt is awesome.
FFA, man.
Yeah, that's what's
up.
up.
I guess that side, wrong side.
All right, here we go. We're going to keep going here. Matab did not win the. It's CSWE Victor. Yeah. All right, Victor, our world champion of 3D CAD speed modeling. I'm pretty sure he's already in there and already has this, an annual subscription. But there you go. You got yourself another one. Congratulations, CSWE Victor. Well done, my friend. One spot after, yeah, the wheel was spinning and it was one spot after and it got into him. Congratulations, CSWE Victor. You have won the 1 year access to our to our guys. CSW Victor, we'll talk about it later. Yeah, congratulations, CSW Victor. Well done, my friend. Congratulations. And he says, I'm already in there if you want to re-roll. Yeah, that's what I was gonna say, Victor. Our world champions get basically lifetime access. So if you win the world championship, that's another part of the prize. You get lifetime access to the app. So congratulations, Victor K. Maybe we'll do a re-roll next live stream. In honor of you. Maybe we'll do that on Monday. That's what we'll do. I'm going to do an audible here. Monday, Model Monday Live, we're going to do a re-roll for 1 year of Practice Models Premium, thanks to Victor K and his generous donation here. So thank you, Victor K.
Special giveaway. That's what's happening on that special Model Monday.
Exactly.
That's
special giveaway.
So.
Victor K's 10 years of subscription. Exactly.
You guys got the like, so you made it happen. Good
exactly. Infinite plus 1 year. There you go.
Exactly.
All right, guys. Thank you so much to the amazing chat. You guys have been so fantastic throughout this live stream. It's been really great hanging out with all of you. Don't forget to visit us on the Discord. Yep. Shared a funny audio clip on Discord. Nice. And guys, don't forget Model Monday Live. We are going to go live on Model Monday this Monday, August 11th. So congratulations. And don't forget to join us in the next tournament. If you're interested in these CAD vs. CAD competitions, the next tournament registration is currently open. All you got to do is record yourself speed modeling and keep an eye on the YouTube channel, and we will get you guys some more information on how to compete in the next tournament. Thank you so much to our prize sponsor, MacroPad. Bringing them back up here on the screen behind us. Thank you so much to our prize sponsor, MacroPad. Thank you so much to all of our sponsors, to Byte Systems and to Solidbox and to MacroPad and to Practice Models, the Practice Models app. And that's it, Corey. Any final thoughts for this tournament?
Yeah, I see Edwin just popped in the chat and says, dude, I just connected.
Yeah.
Face.
All right, Edwin.
Lucky
good job.
for you. It was a great episode. So scroll back, start at the beginning. Watch it all, and then come talk to us on Discord and tell us what you thought. So
this was a fantastic finals. I love the fact that Matab was undefeated until that very last match. And
I think he was undefeated until you said he was undefeated. I think you might have jinxed that a little.
That was the jinx, yeah. But that's what it took. It took a player of Gray's caliber to defeat him, and it was impressive all throughout. Such an awesome tournament and such an amazing final.
And it makes me feel even better that that's who I lost to was Grace. So it was meant to happen, right?
Yeah, that was awesome. You played great. I can't wait to see you in the next one, Corey. Yep. And thank you again so much for the co-commentary. It was fantastic having you on here. Thank you so much to everybody in the chat. Looking forward to seeing everybody in the next tournament. You guys have a great rest of your Friday. Have a great rest of your weekend. And we will see you in the next CAD vs. CAD tournament. See you, everybody.
See you guys.